Circadian rhythms are at the very foundation of the understanding that Chinese medicine has of the energies animating the human body. It is a very simple concept of organs and their functions being connected to predetermined time periods throughout the day, yet its meaning runs very deep into the very fabric of our reality. In ancient China, they have what is called a chen. We have 24 hours in a day. They have 12 chens in a day. So each chen is 2 hours long. Each chen, each 2-hour segment connects to an organ. Each day is considered kind of like a lifetime, right? Each day is like a full cycle. This is going to be how you should conduct your day and what you should do at what time of the day. We will start with 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. is the lung. This is the first breath of the day. I make the argument that from 3 to 5, everybody will have this gasp of air. That is your birth of that day. So you have one of two options. You can either grab the day and make something of it, or you can go back to sleep and kind of lose that initial momentum, those initial opportunities. Chinese medicine, it has it very specifically. It's somewhere between 3 and 5 a.m. is when you have that breath. If you're able to get up then, and you're able to do that consistently, you will probably find that amazing stuff happens. 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. That is the large intestines, and that's pretty straightforward. From 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. is when you want to have a bowel movement. You know, a lot of times in the West, we wake up and we start with just a harsh, strong cup of coffee. In China, they'll usually say, wake up and have some warm water. That will help. That will have the same effect of helping your bowels get going, and so that you can have a bowel movement. Now, from 7 to 9 is the stomach. The stomach is the initial touch point for food. Right? Well, I guess the mouth is technically, but anyway, like that's where the digestion begins. It begins in the stomach. So this is why from 7 to 9 a.m. we say you eat like a king. Now, some people will tell me, Jared, I am not hungry from 7 to 9 a.m. Okay, I get that. Part of the problem, 1, you're not used to it. 2, your digestion probably doesn't work as well as it should. Because if it did, you would be hungry. And from 7 to 9 a.m., it's the best time, because that's when your stomach is the strongest. It's the best time for your stomach to absorb, to digest and start that process and get the, everything moving. From 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. is the spleen, pancreas, these organs that help with the digestion, with the movement of food. So basically, you have this 4-hour block from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. that is your prime digestion time. It's the prime time to take the foods, get the digestion going. 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. is heart. Hey, guess what? Heart, good time to take a little nap. Right? Give your heart a breather. It's a good time to just kind of relax. You can take a nap. You don't need to take a nap. You can just kind of relax during that time. Your heart energy is strong. You want it to be nice and calm. 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. is the small intestine. That's the optimum time to absorb those nutrients. From 3 to 5 p.m. is the bladder. What that means is that the bladder, that's when it does like its daily cleaning of itself. You may have noticed that later in the afternoon, you get thirsty. Why? Because the bladder is purifying and cleaning itself, and it needs water to do that. So if you're smart, what you do is by 3 o'clock, even a little bit before, but by 3 o'clock, you start drinking water. From 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. is the kidney. The kidney is directly connected to the bladder. Those two organs go well together. So with the bladder nice and purified, then the kidneys can purify themselves. If you had a lot of water from 3 to 5, you don't need a lot of water from 5 to 7. You can have some, it's not a big deal. But we don't want to have too much because the kidneys don't need nearly as much water as the bladder. From 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., we have Xīnbāo in Chinese, which means heart wrapping. Sometimes they call it the pericardium. It's the protective organ you can't really see that goes around the heart because the heart is such a crucial, important organ. It needs an organ that protects it. The heart connects to happiness. Everybody likes to have a good time from 7 to 9 p.m. You know, whatever that means, whether it means going out or doing whatever, that kind of fits with this as well. The guards of the heart want to have a little bit of fun. And then from 9 to 11 p.m. is what is called the Sānjiāo in Chinese. Triple burner is what we call it. And like the heart cover, right, like the Xīnbāo, the triple burner is this kind of these unseen three organs that wrap the top organs, the organs in the middle, and then the organs down below, right? So the top one would be like the lung and the heart, and then it goes in the stomach, and then down below into the intestines. So it is protecting these organs. Can't really see, but Chinese medicine says they are there. Just because you can't see them doesn't mean that they are not there. So there's nothing that really we need to do during that time, but you could consider going to bed. 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. is the gallbladder. It's very important that the body you are lying flat, and ideally you are asleep by 11 p.m. That's why from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. is a good time to get ready and get in bed, and ideally you are asleep by 11. If you want to be even more pro, you're asleep by 10. If you want to be even more pro, you're asleep a little bit before 10. The liver is 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. These two organs work together. A big thing that they do from that period of time is by physically lying down, the blood is leaving the muscles, it's leaving all this, it's going to the liver, right? And the gallbladder helps with this, going to the liver to have the blood purified and have it strengthened. It cannot do that if you are standing up. You have to be lying down to do that. According to Chinese medicine, go to bed at a good time and let the liver really purify your body. We just scratched the surface here. The understanding of this simple yet complicated subject can lead to an interesting journey of self-discovery. So don't forget to check out our in-depth podcasts.